I should have known when he flinched at 2 a.m. Cass started acting weird the week before his dad, Bartholomew, died. Not like grief weird, more like sneaking around, hushed phone calls with his sister Delphine, pacing outside and muttering just family stuff every time I asked. I caught him one night at 2 a.m. in the kitchen, frozen, staring at his phone like it just called him a slur. You good? I asked. He jumped. Dad's lawyer, some paperwork stuff. I was too burnt out to press. Bartholomew had been battling cancer for months. The end was coming, we all knew that. Between work, hospital visits, and trying to keep the family business from falling apart, I let it slide. Shouldn't have. The day he passed, we all met at the family estate. That's when the energy fully shifted. Delphine kept subtly steering me away from convos. Lysander, Cass's younger brother, would straight up stop talking when I walked into a room, and even their mom barely made eye contact. Weird as hell. Then Cass hit me with, you should probably skip the will reading. Legal stuff, it'll be boring. I looked at him like he'd grown a third arm. I'm part of this family too. He glanced at Delphine. One of those looks you only give someone when you're sitting on a damn secret. The will reading was at Bartholomew's attorney's office, a place I'd been to a bunch of times before. He used to say I had a solid head for numbers and a fresh set of eyes. That morning, Cass made one more attempt to keep me away, offered a vacation, said we could just take some time after everything. Nice try. When we got there, someone had obviously rearranged the chairs to stick me in the back. Cute. I sat next to Cass anyway. Mr. Peaton, the family lawyer, looks like he'd rather be hit by a bus than do this. Before we begin, he said, some last-minute amendments were made, literally the day before Mr. Blackwood passed. Everyone tensed. Delphine sat bolt upright. Lysander went pale. Cass wouldn't even look at me. The usual stuff came first. $500K to each kid. Delphine got the family home, blah blah. Then it hit. The remainder of the estate, including controlling shares in Blackwood Textiles, goes to my daughter-in-law. The silence cracked into chaos. Delphine was up, shouting, she's not even blood! Lysander was already texting some lawyer. Their mom's face looked like she'd seen a ghost. And Cass? Dude looked like he'd just swallowed a live grenade. This must be a mistake, their mom croaked. It's not, I said, though I wasn't sure I believed it either. She manipulated him, Delphine snapped. Mr. Peaton cleared his throat. There's a letter. Bartholomew requested I read it out loud. He opened the envelope and started, if you're hearing this, I'm dead. And if my instincts were right, my family tried to keep my daughter-in-law from this reading. Over the last 18 months, I've been recording conversations. What they didn't know is I've documented everything. Every attempt to screw over the woman who saved our company. Yeah, silence. Like someone vacuumed all the air out of the room. Then Bartholomew laid it out. 18 months ago, the company was dying. Sales were trash, equipment was falling apart, and morale was non-existent. His kids wanted to sell, cash out, and walk. They didn't give a damn about the legacy. But then there was me. 7 years earlier, I was just a young MBA doing consulting for family-owned businesses. Bartholomew hired me to modernize their ancient accounting systems. I fell in love with the company. Literally. The building, the creaky old machines, the man himself, gruff, sharp, totally intimidating. We clicked. Eventually, I met Cass and thought, damn, he gets it. Legacy, tradition, building something real. We got married, I started working more closely with the business while the rest of the family stuck to their lanes. Cass did sales, Delphine ran HR, Lysander oversaw production. Then I found the embezzlement. It started small. Random ghost invoices, fake maintenance expenses, inventory numbers that didn't add up. I dug deeper and found it. Gregory, the CFO, had been stealing for years. Millions, probably. I showed Bartholomew everything. He was crushed. Gregory's like family, he said, voice cracking. I hope I'm wrong, I said, but I'm not. We spent 3 sleepless days poring over the mess. It was undeniable. Gregory was fired, arrested, charged. The fallout almost killed the company. Bartholomew looked at me one morning, eyes red, and asked, will you help me rebuild this? I said yes, and that was it. That's when everything changed. Click the full story to see what happened next.